yesterday for a story around like the 10, 11 o'clock hour. I was out for like 5 minutes. I was like sweating. I was like, yeah, no. 8:01 is the time. Yeah, if you're hanging out inland, hopefully you're staying hydrated and cool. Hopefully you don't have to use ACs this morning in the car quite yet. Right now we're tracking a car versus semi 5 north at Loma Santa Fe, and it actually has traffic backed up all the way near Encinitas Boulevard as you make your way south towards Solana Beach. We're also tracking a breakdown on the right lane, and this is on the 52 eastbound right before you hit Mission Gorge near the 125. That's slowing things down for folks headed out of Santee westbound up the summit. 5 in both directions. Things flowing pretty nice this morning coming in from the South Bay. Same deal on the 805. We are seeing some minor brake tapping, but again, typically we are crawling through this whole direction coming in from National City headed northbound. And we're now starting to see a lot of cars here on the 8 West right at Lake Murray. In fact, it's pretty gridlocked as you make your way out of the La Mesa area headed towards College. Let's go ahead and pull up those travel times, 20 to 25 minutes. So we're officially in the red on the 5 north coming in from Chula Vista headed towards the 8. It'll take you overall about 20 minutes, average speeds 30 miles per hour. And if you're traveling in from the East County, remember we have that breakdown on the 52 right at the 125. That's likely going to cause additional slowing. Overall, about a 12-minute ride in from Santee towards Tierra Santa. Back to you guys. Mountain areas. Let's go ahead and start things off with a live look outside. This is the 5 in both directions right at East Street. Coming away from your street is a drive headed towards a 54 connector. There is some brake tapping. In fact, you could see that it's gridlocked once you get underneath a 54 freeway, making your way towards the mile of cars. Meanwhile, this is a drive on the 805 in both directions right at Division. This is that drive northbound as you make your way out of Chula Vista National City headed north towards North Park. And this is the 8 right at Lake Murray Boulevard. That's that westbound drive that you see on the right of your screen headed towards the College Avenue. All right, we are so far so good. In fact, I am struggling to find where it's gridlocked. In fact, we're just down to about 20, 35 mile per hour speeds, and it's a pretty small pocket of slowing on both the 5 and the 805. In fact, most is slowing in between about East Street all the way through the mile of cars on the 5, and then on the 805, you're tapping the brakes at about Market Street. 55 mile per hour speeds to get you onto Coronado this morning, about 45, 55 for those southbound drives out of Escondido and Oceanside. 30 mile per hour speeds coming in from Santee. Most of the slowing stops after Mast Avenue and starts to improve once you get up the summit. About 35 mile per hour speeds, meanwhile, coming in from La Mesa and Grossmont. Let's go ahead and pull up some of those travel times, 15 to 20 to get you northbound in from the South Bay. All right, it's close to 7:30 on your Friday. We have made it to the end of the week, and it looks like drives aren't too bad out there. In fact, right now we're seeing some congestion making your way northward in from the South Bay, but of course it could be worse. We're also seeing some slowing building on the 8 West right at Lake Murray. This is that drive as you make your way in from the Grossmont, La Mesa area headed west towards College. As we see what's happening in terms of speeds, we are stop and go coming in from East Street on the 5 as you make your way through the mile of cars. Most of the brake tapping on the 805, meanwhile, starts at about Imperial. CBS8.com/traffic is where you can find more updates. We'll be back after this. Time. We have made it to Friday, folks, and yeah, as Evan's been mentioning, summer like heat continuing. The drives, though, rather cool. Hopefully you don't need the AC quite yet. This is the 5 in both directions right at East Street as you make your way out of the South Bay. This is another drive out of the South Bay, 805 right at Division. Right side of your screen is a drive headed north as you make your way towards North Park. You can see that there is a tiny bit of brake tapping. We're also seeing some slowing. Things are starting to pick up coming in from Lake Murray as you make your way west towards the College area into La Mesa. All right, let's go ahead and see what's happening on your freeways. Pulling up our traffic maps, 15 to 20 mile per hour speeds coming on the 5 and the 805 in from the South Bay to cross on over to Coronado. We're in really good shape, 50 mile per hour speeds in from Barrio Logan, headed towards the old toll booths. About 30, 34 mile per hour speeds coming in from the North County, both on the 5 and the 15. And it looks like we have some sort of breakdown on the 52 right where it meets the 125. This is our problem area every morning coming in from Santee, so you can expect additional slowing. Right now, speeds crawling to about 10 miles per hour, but notice how the slowing flushes out pretty quick once you get up the summit headed towards Tierra Santa. 28 mile per hour speeds, meanwhile, coming in from La Mesa. All right, about 20 to 25 minutes. That's the overall drive time to get you in from San Ysidro, as well as the 54 up to the 8 and the 94, both on the 5 and the 805. Here are those travel times coming in from the East County headed west, about 15 on the 125 all the way towards downtown, coming in from the College area towards that 805 connector, about 5 minutes. and under 15 on the 52. Remember, we have that breakdown happening on the 52 west right at the 125 in from Santee, and that may slow things down additionally as you make your way westbound this morning. Overall, under 20 minutes to get you southbound in from the North County this morning. Back to you guys.